Everything in this season of my life has to do with playing my guitar. As far as my career and job go, I'm completely dependent on my ability to play this instrument. It's how I make a living for my family. It's how I lead worship and play concerts. It's how I write songs. My guitar has opened up doors that I've never dreamed of, like having a manager in Nashville and just releasing my 4th album, signing a publishing deal with Brentwood Benson Music, receiving a gold record for one of my songs being picked up by Chris Tomlin. Playing guitar is one of my gifts that God has given me, and it's a huge part of my identity. I just finished cutting my lawn for the last time of the season, and I remember wanting to tune up the mower. I tied the safety lever in order to let the gas run out, just let the mower run while I did some other things. My wife and I were going to go on a date that night, and the babysitter was on their way, and I was kind of feeling rushed. I remember I wanted to pick up the lawnmower and then spin the tire in order to get the lube spread out really well. And as I did that, I stuck my hand under the mower, and right in that moment I heard this jolt of electricity running through my body, and it was unbelievable. I remember looking at my finger, and it was gone. And it was shocking, it was traumatic, it was cold that afternoon. I remember having gloves on, and it just took off everything, the glove and everything, and thinking, what am I going to do now? And you just kind of go into emergency mode. And so I look down on the grass, and I search around for my finger, and I pick it up. And I remember walking into the house, and my kids are sitting there in our family room. And so I've got both my hands behind my back, one with a finger not there anymore, and the other holding that finger. And I remember walking up to my wife and just saying, Sue, we've got to go to the ER. Everything completely stopped. And I remember thinking, would this be something that would completely derail my plans, and then this path that I thought that I was on? In a split second, everything changed. Without my ring finger on my left hand, it felt like everything was in jeopardy. So many questions came to mind. Would I even be able to play the guitar? How could I play when that finger is so crucial to almost every chord that I play? So many unknowns with no immediate answers. And that began a time of solitude for me. I was just sitting in my chair in my bedroom and feeling like I had been stripped. And I remember asking the Lord, why? Why now? Why at this point in my life would this happen? There's a passage of scripture that's one of my favorite verses, Proverbs 16:9, that says, "In his heart a man plans his ways, but the Lord directs his steps." And so I've taken great comfort in the fact that this was not a surprise for God, but He in fact allowed this to happen. As I look back on my life, there has never been a time where God has been unfaithful. And so, as I look forward to the future, now months have passed since the accident, and I've actually started to play again. I've learned how to play without this finger. So it really taught me to trust Him more, and to surrender to Him more, and to be more vulnerable before Him. To lead out of my weakness, and not the strength or my ability to play an instrument, but to lead out of my brokenness of my heart. And the thing that He's most concerned about in my worship to Him was for me to never forget that the instrument that He is most concerned about is my heart.